we're not a part of the covenant. None of us are part of the covenant anymore. We've all gone astray. And so each one of those Jews who were baptized by John the Baptist became a new creation. That was the remnant of Israel. He actually expected Jews to go through the ritual that Gentiles went through. That's how bad they were. To become clean, blotting out those sins of the past that they had in their Jewish background, the sins of their kings, the sins of the leaders, the sins of the princes of Israel, the sins of the prophets. All of that was put away. And they were made ready for the manifestation of the Messiah. So what John the Baptist did was revolutionary. We hardly appreciate very much how revolutionary and important his work was. And of course our Lord identified himself with that group of people. He said, "These are my people, I will be baptized as they were baptized," even though he had no need of it himself personally. And so baptism in the Jewish thinking in the first century was a washing away of the sins of the past, being a new creation and made fit for the covenant people of God. So you can see how in the Christian church, baptism replaced circumcision as the sign of one being in the covenant people of God. In fact, one church father, I can't remember which one, said that the Christian circumcision, being baptism, was a far more excellent circumcision because it could be applied to both men and women. So the early church had this understanding of what baptism was. So baptism is the way in which God takes an individual and puts them into the covenant people, cleansing them away from their original sin, putting them into the covenant people of God, and upholding that person to the standards of the covenant people of God. And then it's up to you and I, especially as clergy, to make sure that those infants are raised with the fullness of the faith. That's what baptism is. Here's what baptism does. First of all, it gives an individual victory over evil. Remember that St. Paul said that our circumcision, our baptism, is a triumph over the principalities and powers. This is worth it to read again. Colossians 2. "In whom ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands, spiritual, putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Christ." We are in his body. How is this done? It's done by baptism, buried with him in baptism, wherein also you were risen with him through the faith of the operation of God, who raised him from the dead. In verse 15, "Having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it." So baptism is a victory over evil.